of the things you'll see in State of the States is that our revenue is set an all-time high. We're quite proud of that. We're quite proud of what the industry has achieved. $68.5 billion in direct gross gaming revenue when you combine tribal and commercial. It's quite an accomplishment. $240 billion in total economic activity that the gaming industry is generating. But a big question I'm asking is, how do we take that $240 billion and grow that? $260 billion, $280 billion, $300 billion. Where are the opportunities for growth, given that there is limited opportunity for geographic expansion left in the United States? When it comes to growth for this industry, we're going to have to get more creative. One way to do that is by empowering the industry to provide our customers with the products that they want most. And there's no better example of that than sports betting. Americans are clamoring to be able to bet on sports in a legal way. We know that because they're going to reasonable lengths to do that in an illegal way. And when PASPA was passed in 1992, it was done under the auspices of protecting the integrity of sport. But I think we've learned over the past 25 years that what it's done is put us in the darkness. It's given us less access to data. It gives us less information about what's really going on, who's placing the bets, where they're taking place, on which teams. We don't have that information in the U.S., but they do have that information elsewhere. And the United Kingdom is a great example of that.
We've produced a report which does essentially three things. First of all, we document the size and scale of Americans' involvement in sports betting. The second thing we do is to explain why that is a dangerous situation for American sport, to have a large and flourishing illegal market. And third, we look at an alternative world where instead of following, for example, China along a prohibition path, America follows Europe along a legalize and regulate path. The scale of betting on sport in America is as great as anywhere. Prohibition across much of the country utterly fails to stop people sports betting.
And let's be clear, legal betting is not a threat to the integrity of sport. Illegal betting most certainly is. So we believe, purely from an integrity of sport perspective, that the case for legalizing sports betting in the United States is overwhelming. But we also believe that it has to be done in a way that maximizes the size of the legal market and stifles the black market, as David has touched on.
I want to point out one conclusion and quote from their report, something that really stood out to me. Quote, far from being a detriment to the integrity of sport, legalized and regulated sports betting is in fact a necessary condition to preserve and protect the integrity of sports. That's going to be a huge message that we'll be delivering this year, next year. We will succeed in getting PASPA repealed.